My recent anime outside of Gundam has been Zembot 3.
Zambot. Is that like an 80s thing?
77.
Oh, cool.
Another is Tomino Before Gundam.
Oh, cool. How deep in did you get? What are your findings?
I'm about to be in episode 5 out of what? It's like 23 episodes. Yeah, 23 episodes. I'm on episode 5 of 23. I don't know. I like it so far. It's different because it's the super robots thing and not the real robot stuff, but it's fun. It's been a fun ride so far, and it kind of contextualizes some things like Double Zeta.
Oh, the gags and
The three vehicles becoming one Gundam.
oh,
That's a trope here of three Zom vehicles becoming one super bot.
wow, I'm looking at these designs. They're really having fun with it.
They transform. Yeah, it's a cool visual style.
I'm also seeing apparently there's a character. I don't know if he's the main villain, but it's like there's the most villain name for a villain, Killer the Butcher.
Yeah, he is brutal. I hear the show gets dark, so where it ends in one of his kill 'em all attitudes.
So we see that early.
Yeah.
That's cool. So of course you purchased a DVD from this video store. But where else could someone watch Zambot 3?
So there are a couple playlists on YouTube.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I going into this Gundam thing has had me more curious about the general context of mecha. Like even this one, we have a couple of animators and designers who did work on other shows. Like do I have it here? I mean, the biggest name is probably Shinichiro Watanabe, who, like, after working on this, would have gone on to direct a Macross show. If the Gundam well starts to run dry, or we want to just like have a change of pace or freshen up the room a little bit, yeah, there's a whole world out there.
There's a whole ton of super robots.
Yeah, they added Gunbuster to Crunchyroll recently. That's been on my list for a while.
Was that the Mecha Cop one or whatever? No.
Oh, that Pat Labor. Another
Pat
one,
Labor.
right? Another. What was it? Mamoru Oshii. Gunbuster is like, I guess, a little less grounded, maybe, but it's directed by Hideki Anno, a very early like Gainax production.
Oh, this looks cool. I want to be another cool one to expand outside of Evangelion.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess here's my thing: if you're like a content creator, is kind of shitty if everyone sticks to this one thing that you did, and that's like all you are.
Oh, you know, Tomino or Anno.
Tomino. I mean, even both. I mean, even Anno, like, at least in the West, he's big for what? Evangelion.
Yeah, he's the Evangelion guy. But he's doing well for himself. Like, he's branched out to live action, made what some are calling the best Godzilla movie of all time, followed by the best Kamen Rider movie of all time.
Oh, the Shin Godzilla looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a special episode too. If you want to go into that.
What is that on?
I think you have to pay for it. I don't think it's like on anything besides like, you know, like $4 rental.
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll.
Really?
On premium subscription, apparently. Yeah.
Son of, oh my God! It's on Crunchyroll. Okay.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
All right.
I have some vague memories of watching the old Godzillas.
The only Godzilla movies I've seen is the Roland Emmerich 2000 or 1999 Godzilla. 98? I think it's 98. There's a Roland Emmerich one and Attack All Monsters from the Showa era.
I remember the one with the giant moth. Godzilla
Mothra.
versus... Yeah.
You know, I have seen one of the Mothra movies. I'm not sure which one. The one where there's like these tiny people, like these tiny like fairy people, or I don't know. They're trying to stop like some evil businessman. It's
That's fun.
yeah, I have enjoyed those. And there's Destroy All Monsters. Okay, All Monsters Attack is the one, I believe, that introduces Godzilla's young son, Manila.
Manila.
That introduced some weird stuff where like you get Monster Island, which is fantastic. I have to call out the Simpsons joke where they say like, "Oh, I sentenced you to Monster Island," and they say, "Don't worry, that's just a name." And then, but there are monsters, and I think it's Barry's like, I thought it was just a name," and the guy who's running away from the monsters with him was like, "Yeah, what he means is it's actually a peninsula." But by land or sea, All Monsters Attack introduces the idea that you can get to Monster Island by astrally projecting yourself in dreams. And that's how this kid befriends Manila. Oh, All Monsters Attack.
Yours in 1967, Son of Godzilla. That's cool.
Oh, okay, so maybe he wasn't introduced in... Which one did I watch? I'm positive I watched All Monsters Attack. But I guess Son of Godzilla is his introduction. The other thing about Manila is that he looks fucked up.
He looks kind of cute.
No, I love him. He's my son. I cherish Manila.
My son again.
This is I'm just gonna say it. Just a hard transition into our actual topic, not the different little guys in Godzilla. I think Stardust Memories would be improved if we replaced Ko with Manila.
Yeah, I feel that.
I would replace Ko with anyone. I second least favorite character in this show. Coming in negative. I don't know. I liked Stardust Memory. Hello. Well, welcome to Pleasant Evening Mobile Suit. What do we call this? It's been a minute.
Pleasant Evening Book Club does Stardust Memory.
Yeah. Let's keep it clean. Yeah, then we're here to talk about renowned OVA Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. Is it one memory or memories? One memory.
Can it be one memory of multiple shit going down?
Oh yeah. This is a lot happens in this one. This is a densely plotted show.
I think it has one of my favorite openings.
Yeah, the Burning Heart.
That Burning Heart thing that was super well done.
Yeah, I wonder what the future holds, because that might be the last of this like sophisticated 80s pop that we're gonna get for these openings.
In terms of musicality.
Yeah, I feel like Char's Counterattack, War in the Pocket, and this are like the goodbyes to the new era. F91 feels a little bit more forward looking,
as opposed to, what do you mean by forward looking?
I don't know. There's something different about the flavor. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I mean I guess as the work is more forward looking to the timeline as opposed to these other things that seem way more contextualized into the 1 year war.
I do like getting into it. I do like how well integrated Stardust Memory is into, like, the way it leads right into Zeta Gundam is pretty seamless.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how they were going to do it right. So, because I mean, it opens with these remnants of Zeon behaving wild once again, attempting to steal one Gundam or both Gundams, but they got the big boy.
Yeah, starting us off with not critique, but casting a negative light on the Federation. They won the war, and they're still making mobile suits. They're trying to make even stronger mobile suits than before, and they just have one armed with a nuclear bomb, just in case, I guess.
Which I'm pretty sure breaks the
Antarctic Treaty.
Yeah, that's a cornerstone treaty for the UC. Like in all the war crimes that can occur, you don't drop nukes.
Yeah, there's something so entitled about the Federation. Like, I feel like whenever Zeon breaks the rules or is villainous, they do it with this evil smirk on them, like, ha ha ha. All is fair in war or whatever. Federation is like, no one. They're just like, well, it's okay if I do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they just feel so distant from it. If like technically Anaheim's doing it, and there's so much like pen pushing and like bureaucracy behind every questionable behavior.
Right, and we'll see that breakdown too. This has made Anaheim a much more mysterious political force. Or if not Anaheim, I guess just the moon.
Through all of these Gundams, which the guys have all been UC, I'm never quite clear as to what Anaheim's
where their loyalties are.
I guess it's just whoever has the most money.
Yeah, I guess so. There's so many people playing both sides. I think like in barely. I'm sure I'm wrong about this, but it feels like there's always someone double crossing or triple crossing or.
Yeah, no, I think pretty reliably there's always some kind of double crosser. We saw it in Zeta, we saw it in F91.
In 79. Yeah, Kycilia doing her stuff. They got all these like Shakespearean maneuvers between the Zavis.
Yeah, we saw it quite a bit in Double Zeta 2 with Play,
Glemmy, Haman, who makes a little cameo in this one.
Oh yeah, that was a sad little cameo. What did she say? It's so cold.
Yeah, how long must we wait? And there's something about ideals.
Ideals or like damage.
Damage.
The people with ideals are also the ones are damaged by warfare.
Yeah. So I guess let's just go through it. There's a lot more plot happens here than it does in say War in the Pocket. So I guess it's gonna be more of a broad look at the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think a good place to start is where this picks off, like right at the end of 79 with the fall of Abaku, where Gato. You know what I found out about Gato?
What'd you find out about Gato?
I went online and I found out he's 25 years old during the events of Stardust Memory.
Oh, he looks like shit for a 25-year-old. Damn.
Yeah, that's a rough 25 years old.
See, that's what I mean about the damage. Like, you think presidency ages you. Being an ace pilot, that ages you.
Right. Holding onto that resentment is just like really bad for your skin.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So we find out Zeon has fallen, but there's still people saying just endure. This is an embarrassment for us, but we'll be back. Just don't die. And for the first half, we see how these dormant elements of Zeon kind of get tapped for this Hail Mary operation, Stardust Memory. That's the name of the operation, right?
Yeah. Operation Hail Mary Stardust Memory is the full name. No, I don't know. I like you calling it a Hail Mary because that's truly what it is.
Yeah. And man, like they really well plotted. Like there's, I don't know. We'll get to the nitpicks. I'm sure you can imagine what my main complaint is gonna end up being.
I have issues with it too. I can expect your problems.
So we find out that their plan begins in Australia as they're infiltrating a Federation base where our main character, Ko Urasaki, is. He's just like some cadet or whatever, ensign. I don't know, these like fresh out of the academy and a big Gundam nerd.
They're like test pilots.
Yeah. Oh man, the first little action scene we see is just like a training. And I think this is one of my favorite things about Stardust Memory. Besides in general, like how good the action is and, the production values for when these mobile suits get to moving. I I really like those GMs. They really get a chance to shine.
Yeah, because they're all modified to look super cool.
Yeah, it's recommended.
I love the gun cannon ones.
Yeah,
It's like some little nod to 79.
we get a bit of everything. There's only one like mobile suit thing I didn't like, which is kind of at the end when Ko is in the Unit 3, but the Unit 3 is inside of just like a chunk of metal.
Yeah, I mean, it might as well have been a mobile armor instead of a
Yeah,
Gundam, but
could have been interesting to have it like that. Because in the end, like it didn't even he didn't even get to detach, right? I kept expecting maybe that was kind of the point or something, but he didn't even get to detach from that thing that the Unit 3 was inside of. Like he didn't get to be like, oh, now I have to detach, and you can see like Unit 3 like
in its
save the day or whatever,
right.
which is kind of interesting. Like as a side story, it has a character who does his part, is impressive, gets to like show off this the iconic Gundam of the Gundam universe, but whose role is really like has little to do with who the true players are, which end up being Yamatov Hyman, Seema for a little bit.
Yeah, it's his overall place is a little lackluster.
It's and I wouldn't even say that's necessarily a critique. It's like a sort of because I can see that being the point too.
Right. I mean, it's just what is the point of the story for sure, is to have this grunt be a Gundam pilot and still remain a grunt at the end.
Yeah. And we'll see also like his motivations have nothing to do with the Federation. Like there's all this talk about ideals, and like in Char's counterattack we see like the talk about how ideals cloud our judgment or whatever. People who are fighting for a cause versus people who are just cogs.
Philosophers shouldn't be politicians.
Yeah. But here in Stardust Memory, and it really does seem to make a difference to have ideals, because Gato, he truly believes in, which is also like kind of a relief that it's not a return to whatever eugenicist or space supremacy ideas. He seems to be motivated by kind of like anti-Federation, a freedom for space noids, but in a way that is packaged with like like a jingoistic zeal for Xeon to carry that flag.
Right.
He and I forget what his admiral's name is. Cue Ball.
Oh, cue ball. What was his name?
It was the something fleet. I remember it was a very memorable.
Deborah fleet.
Delas.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they nearly succeed. Like all like Urasaki's like main thing is just like being a good pilot, proving that he's worthy of the Gundam and all that. And in that climax, he just like fails again and again to stop that colony drop.
I mean, the colony did drop.
Yeah, it was like narrowly stopped. It was narrowly stopped by Hyman, who ended up saving the day.
Where did the colony hit? Did it crash land in like middle of nowhere or something?
Let me look into that.
Because the entire time, like, oh no, it's gonna hit Jaburo. It's gonna hit our main capital. But it seemed like that was never the plan from the get go.
Oh, it was gonna be Jaburo, but then it was like it was redirected to North America. Did it end up landing? I thought it was successfully burned off.
Nah, it landed.
It landed?
It did.
Damn, I gotta rewatch Zeta. That was my main that was my main takeaway.
Or that was my takeaway of the situation, is that it did land. But it ended up landing in North America.
So wait, really? I guess I,
Yeah.
I totally. I thought he got. In Data, did they talk about there being a big like a successful attack on Earth like that?
No, but that's like the conspiracy of what Stardust memory was.
I thought they were able to burn it off. This is so funny that
So it's not like the colony drop hit any major city
it
or
just like landed in the
anything.
ocean or something. So like Jamatov's solar system was able to just minimize the damage.
My read is that there's like a wired conspiracy going on between certain members of Neo Zeon at that point and certain members of the Titans.
No, yeah, that was clear. I thought so. I was a little. I guess I was a little confused about what the conspiracies were. I thought the point was to create a situation where the Titans would, where Damatov's fleet would narrowly save the day, so that they could justify taking control in their, to justify their coup. Oh yeah, and they did manage to destroy a lot of Earth's food production. Yeah, it was too close for 25% capacity solar system to be able to fully save the day. But I didn't realize things were so hectic for Earth in the Zeta
Time
setting.
period, yeah.
Like I remember the anti-Earth group would complain about the Federation polluting and that the Titans were there as a kind of like paramilitary force justifying its sort of role as military dictators by saying that they were hunting down, I guess like the remnants of Xeon after the events of Stardust Memory. But I didn't realize they were also food scarce
Starving.
and yeah, like weakened by such a. So yeah, I guess yeah. So I guess the ATLs did at least manage to to do a lot of damage on the way out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a successful operation or what exactly the intentions were after that.
For
Besides, oh, Titans are now founded, and which is maybe that's what the conspiracy is. Because even in Zeta, like the Fetties were awfully close to Axis Xeon for some reason.
right, I know in Double Zeta when they're doing the Dublin colony drop, the a lot of the Federation they were okay with it because hey the population could be reduced anyways. The people on the moon are okay with the colony drop on Earth because it's them or us. I guess their allegiances are very thin.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, living on the moon is a weird place to be.
It always seems like the nicest place, like except for like when there's war and your entire existence is threatened on a routine basis. Like the moon always looks like a giant mall. It just looks very fun.
I mean, my guess is it was probably like the first space element, right? So you get the most developed Federation tech.
Yeah.
You're a space noid, but not quite a space noid.
Yeah, and there's a fun urban quality too. I did like that we got to see the more industrial parts of the moon when they were docked at Von Braun.
Yeah, it was cool. We got to see some residential areas of the moon too.
Yeah, I thought they looked really cool. There's these areas where it seemed like I don't know, like there's like like an industrial looking spaceport and it looked like out of Blade Runner, like these giant like brown or like rusty gray shapes in the background.
It is a cyber punky place.
When it isn't like 'cause my happiest memory of the moon in Gundam is in Double Zeta when they go to the moon and you hear that song from the first Zeta Gundam.
Oh yeah, when they're in that cafe
Yeah.
or
So
diner.
yeah. There's like if it wasn't for everything that's happening, for all the historic events.
It'd be a cozy place.
I know that we'll have a lot to talk about on the moon, but anything you want to hit on for the Earth sections?
Um, Earth sections. I guess environmentally, seeing the results of the colony drop and what Cindy is
Oh yeah.
now as like a what just bay and oceans, kind of.
Yeah, that though, seeing the remains of the colony, that is like a hunting thing to start with. It's a really great way to be like, no, things are happening here, or things did happen. There was a real toll to the fighting.
A lot of catastrophic. I guess one big common start on Earth, and Gato succeeding in taking Unit 2.
Yeah, there's
this is the first time we see a Gundam pilot as a antagonist.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really scary when you see like, oh, these are really strong mobile suits. Like it is a problem when the other side has a Gundam on being piloted by a very capable pilot.
Probably I don't know about the best, but he's guy was up there.
Was it the Terror of Solomon? What's his name?
Nightmare Solomon C or
the
something
Nightmare
like
of
that?
Solomon.
Yeah,
with a beefy Gundam.
Don't want that. Yeah, I think it was Nightmare of Solomon.
Yeah, I thought that first part, it was a new angle for this stuff. I liked the pursuit. The way they handled Ko being a rookie, felt like when he freaks out over the missile barrage.
One of the lieutenants there gets to perform a bright slap on Ko as well.
It's a rite of passage.
That specific lieutenant dies shortly thereafter, but it was nice to see a bright slap in an OVA.
Yeah, fully animated. I like then when they're going out in the desert, trying to find the. I will say, okay, a little nitpick is I feel like we're talking about like how what a threat a Gundam mobile suit is to have against you. Why didn't Gato finish that Gundam off? Okay, it was being piloted by a rookie, but might not be next time.
I think Gato's kind of like Char, where he wants the fairest possible fight.
Yeah, there seems to be a recurring thing with these Gundam pilots or these mobile suit pilots is this kind of warrior honor, especially for this OVA.
For this OVA, I guess even Char's counter attack, even in all his madness, Char has this weird system of honor.
Like he wants to beat Amuro like in will. Like he wants Amuro to see his side.
Right.
Oh yeah, we have Ko getting schooled as he makes his way from being a rookie to being a capable pilot. He gets schooled by Gato, who's saying like you just know your place as a rookie. You're not going to get far if you have nothing to fight for. And I don't know if he ever really learns like what to fight for, except for like the basic like but the people you protect or whatever.
Yeah. He gets schooled by a lot of people. He gets schooled by Gato. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna jump ahead a little bit, like because somehow like how it doesn't learn at the end. There's this, very menacing calling drop about to happen, and he's wasting time fighting Shima.
Yeah. I
get that it's chaos, but it seemed like he was just like at the end he was just sort of lashing out, kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he was just having a bit of a tantrum there.
Yeah, wasting time.
I was gonna say at the end there, he was even getting schooled by like Nina too.
Yeah, although I got some Nina she got like she's a bit of a Martha Recco at the end. I wasn't totally sold by her.
That seems to be the popular opinion. Well, because even when it opens and Gato is stealing the Gundam, given that past relationship that's later revealed, she should have recognized him.
Yeah, that's true.
And she didn't do shit.
It's just like, hey, you, stop. He must have switched to the ponytail recently, and that probably threw her off.
Maybe he aged very badly recently.
Like, okay, the Gato I know was 22 years old. This is clearly an old man.
This is clearly like a 45. I thought he was like 45. I thought he was like a full-grown adult pilot, but he's 25.
That's so funny. I'm at a 25-year-old talking to a 19-year-old. You're just a rookie. You don't know. You haven't lived like I have.
Yes, sir.
Like that was.
I think that was like Ko's response. That was super funny.
Yeah, that's funny. That's the stuff that's like endearing about Ko is like his kind of like his good boy instincts.
Yeah, I enjoy the little cutesy moments like that.
Yeah, and he's
Or
got that friend
just like
like.
weird, not quite
Hmm?
dialogue hiccups, but like because I like the F91 for this reason too, like the absurd shit that what was it, Iron Mask? What was his name again?
Yeah, Iron Mask.
Like the absurd shit that these characters say sometimes. I mean
That's so funny that like
that's one of my reasons for being here is just the goofy shit that can be said.
yeah. I keep thinking about Iron Mask's introduction. Like it's his villain reveal and the character that he's talking to walks away mid sentence like, "Hey, wait, I'm talking."
God.
There's a someone on the crew of the Albion. I think her name is Simone, who has like a really great moment where she's like, "I'm so sick of these pilots try are so caught up in their own shit." And then she gets called
Yeah.
out by the captain, and she just like laughs it off, like, "Oh, whoops." Those little moments. But yeah, we're talking about Ko getting schooled, and I thought like there's all these moments where like if the show was just about the pursuit, it would have been, it would have I would have not complained. It still would have been 10 out of 10. I loved when they were like right after that battle, they head out in the dark of night as the sun's rising, and they have like these run-ins with Gato as he's trying to escape. And so like they have like a space shuttle that they shoot down, like a really cool fight scene where that guy dies. When that guy dies like by a bazooka blast, it's really cool how that mobile suit shows up and like grabs what was his name? It wasn't Keith. Keith is the friend, but the guy who dies.
Was
Dick?
it Lieutenant? Was it Burning?
No. Burning is he dies later. Burning is like the CO.
Yeah.
Also, like now I wouldn't be surprised. Did you know? Did you know he's 26 years old?
Okay,
That would be too.
that's you're bullshitting me there.
That's okay. You got me. Who knows? He might be as old as 30. He still got it though.
For anime, I could see him being like 35.
They might do that, but they talking about him being old. Like he's a retirement age. He's actually like 1 day away from retirement when
When the shit hits the fan.
when the shit. Man, that was like you really felt robbed because like besides like what a great character he was, like he got away and then it was just like the damage that had happened before that caused the mobile suit to malfunction and explode.
Yeah, that was pretty. It was tragic. Right when he was deciding, oh, I'm done with this. I'll hand this off to the next generation.
Yeah, I like it still hit that like despite like all the telegraphing that was happening, I still was hoping that it wouldn't.
Yeah.
And they have so many moments, but yeah, in that pursuit, like he's like doing a little like West Point like military teaching, not just training, but like, all right, so this is the environment. Where would you try to rendezvous so you could await an ambush or whatever?
He was a
And
good
we
teacher.
Yeah, like he really like he like took them under his wing, and it was very nurturing, but like as a CO, like it wasn't ever like father figure exactly. It was just like the guy you trust to guide you.
Yeah, because I mean, there was definitely a clear boundary there where he was
They
like
didn't really
daddy
like
to the crew or some shit.
yeah, they didn't really get too personal. It was just sort of like advice for how to handle being a pilot. Also, I like these details. Like this is definitely the most gear focused. This is the techiest Gundam that we've seen, where so much of how the Gundam works is like talked about, or how much like all the gear works is talked about. Like when he's about to go on Burning's GM, the guy's like, okay, so this is calibrated for him, so the pedals might be more stiff.
Yeah, there's a continuous talk of like memory modifications and code and
like data. So you get a sense that okay, like it makes sense. Like there's a lot of information happening. So you're like you have to be in sync with the AI on the ship or whatever, like with the computer on board. There's talk about like how many G's the suit can handle, how many the pilot can handle. And when they're talking, you get this neat thing. Like that little map was so cool where you saw the cursor and you even see I think Keith has like a little like a glove, like he's holding like a thing, like a pointer. And I was like, oh, I guess that's how you operate that little map, and you can talk between each other. That's that's really neat stuff.
Yeah, there's some cool technical details to this real robot this time around.
Yeah, the part of how like like the colony drop, like the all the details of like they're not using the thrusters because they don't have the whatever, but it's also a feint, so they incorporate the wobble for the colony to bounce off.
Yeah.
Part of the point of misleading them too is so that the fleet that's pursuing them will run out of fuel.
No, there's a lot of clever physics tricks.
Yeah, yeah, very technical. Go around the Gundam. Even though this does kind of follow the same kind of basic shape of these Gundam stories. Section on Earth, blast off into space, bigger, more apocalyptic conflict.
Like half a fleet gets destroyed.
A double cross happens that narrowly threatens and or salvages a situation.
Which is fine. I mean, they're cool enough tropes.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool even seeing like okay, so they not exactly a format because like it is. I'm describing it also in the vaguest terms possible to to get at this comparison, but it's neat to see how many different ways that basic kind of format or structure can be tackled.
Right.
Also, did you notice Ko Urasaki, like did you notice he had a badge with a kangaroo on it in the beginning?
No, I missed that. It's
Cool
kind of
stuff.
fun though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nude ladies in like the respective cockpits of these pilots too.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. A lot of male energy going in this in Stardust Memory.
There's like an Air Force cockpit pilot aesthetic going on there. Yeah, a lot of male energy.
Like if we took the cast from 79 or from Zeta or from Double Zeta, I can't imagine any of them asking their girlfriends for amulets like they did in the novel. But
Yeah.
these guys?
These guys would ask for amulets for sure.
Oh yeah. That Moshka character, maybe my least favorite character. Like maybe if they had done more with him, but he added such a uncomfortable flavor. Like is it supposed to be charming that he's taking these pictures of Nina?
No, it's just a weird sexist foil to like Ko's nice guy misogyny. I don't know.
Yeah, but in general, like I'm okay with seeing like it's a military whatever. There are a bunch of pilots. Of course, they're gonna have like pin-up whatever. They're gonna have naked lady posters. I can see that, but
It would have been nice to have some character development there. Besides, he's like source of pictures and he's a perv.
yeah, even like so the nitpick zone, whatever. Like I didn't even like. What's the last thing he does? Is like torture a Xeon guy?
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't even remember him getting any information. It's just, I guess his main thing is like you said, is just to be a foil to Ko.
Yeah. No, I agree. Keith is cool. I like his friend fine and good.
Yeah, I was happy for him when he and I think I want to say her name is Mara when they got together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mara was really great. She was a great friend to Nina as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think her and Keith are probably the best characters out of this.
Yeah, I appreciate a lot of that stuff. Right, Keith even he almost got to stop the escape because he caught the double agent Well, he didn't catch him exactly, but he had to pee so hard he knocked over his papers, letting Burning find it the proof that there was an agent.
Another double crosser.
Yeah, and that was a neat thing where I was editing. I was just editing. I'm halfway through editing the War in the Pocket episode, and for some I don't know when this happened to me. Everything is neat to me. I'm always saying neat. I'm gonna try to find other words.
It's lit.
Slick, yeah. This is a really slick, creative decision. Like, so they catch the spy and it's like, okay, I got to get away from here, and he starts leading them to that Xeon base that had been secretly operating in Africa for all those years, waiting for an opportunity to shine, to revive the cause.
I felt so bad for him.
Yeah. So they lead him away and then they just abandon him. Thinking about the show again, that's where we see some of the this thematic angle of the tension between practicality and idealism. We see these different characters like take on these different
Issues.
relationships to their causes or the wars they're part of. Because at the Africa place, like they're willing to sell that guy out, but it's because their main loyalty is to Xeon at all, and because they wouldn't give up the base if they were in his position.
No, of course not.
Like, they were just sitting there and they're like, this is the last chance for us to be soldiers and help Xeon. And it's like they completely sacrifice themselves to help that spaceship get away. And it makes it very scary because of the commitment of all these Xeon people, that Stardust Memory gets to be such a successful operation, even though it's partly thwarted by the more practical or self-serving elements in the Federation and Xeon, by the Semas and the Jamatovs.
We see it super strongly again on the moon with that one-armed pilot veteran.
Right.
That was a little sad too.
Mm-hmm. Like I felt for him.
He has the ship prepared. Yeah, he has the ship prepared. He's ready to go. And well, when a Seaman's crew shows up and is like, "Oh yeah, thank you for the ship,"
which lost Xeon that very powerful mobile armor.
Yeah,
but it was that was the most frustrating part of. Well, until Nina saved Gato, it was the most frustrating part where Ko, like, knowing that he's a Xeon guy, goes to help him.
Yeah, it was a weird choice. I guess he wasn't a Xeon pilot at that point in time or something. I'm not quite sure how Ko justified that in his mind.
First, like, he helps him at first just because he thinks he's a hobbyist or whatever, and he's such a freaking slut for mobile suits that he can't help himself anyways. But then he finds out that he was Xeon, but he goes back to help him because he needs to see that through. So he, out of this thing where I have to be worthy of being a pilot, like, his code has nothing to do with the Federation or whatever. It's just about living up to his self-image of what a Gundam pilot should be.
Right. And
that's when they collaborate and start working on the thing together to that song, the bafflingly sexy ED where they talk about one night stands. There was a strange, like, we talk about the gender politics a lot in this, and I'm not sure what politics are being
pushed here,
explored, but there is a weird, like, combination of sex and mobile suits in this one.
And Ko's most interactions with Nina, even, like,
yeah. Yeah, that seems to be where all that sexual tension gets, like, worked out, is just in flying the mobile suits.
And just just sexually talking about it's like code and improvements, and
it's thrusters.
Or even the question to Nina of, do you love Ko or the Gundam more?
Right, when she's working on the computer. All the scientists, whatever, all the engineers at Anaheim are like, "Wow, love has really got you go." Like that's her way of showing love or whatever. Like there's like this constant mix of of these passions with the mobile suits. And at first, before she's even bonded with Ko or is maybe aware of Gato in the unit 2. In the other Gundam, he's like, "No, my Gundams."
I think Tomino did navigate those aspects a little bit better.
Yeah, because like he's fearless. Like he will not let things be subtext.
Yeah, so
but
I'm not sure. Like the lot of the romances were better. Like placement was better.
There's something kind of more vulnerable. Like you see how a lot of the attachment comes from weakness sometimes. Like I this is the third time I mention it, but like Char talking about Nanai and talking about Lala as like maternal figures that he yearns for is so there's something so naked about that. Like it's not a good look. But it's like
no, it's not. It's not a good look, but it's
like saying something, right? It's like
right. It's got more punch to it.
Yeah. In the Gundam novel, we see Amuro and Sayla hook up, and sometimes Amuro is like wondering, like, what is this connection about? And we have like the new type conversation being about being able to understand each other without misunderstanding, whatever, to communicate without misunderstandings. The new type thing being able to understand yourself, like there's what does it mean for two souls to come together? And Amuro is even wondering, like, is our connection just physical? And like that comes from someone who's struggled with relationships. I bet like that's like at least like. That's like talking about something. Like I find Ko and Nina's relationship cute, or not cute. Cute, it sounds so condescending, but it's nice. It's nice that they it's satisfying at the end when she smiles at him. But it's like Hollywood.
It's a little stilted. It's right.
Yeah.
There's something about it that feels a little shafted.
Yeah, and then like they introduce that wrench with the Gato thing, and I'm not sure to what end.
I don't think it did anyone any favors.
Yeah. Like what's Gato doing with her? Was he just sort of getting information? Was he just using her? And then later, is she just okay with being used? Like how deep was their bond? What was it based on? She seems to choose Gato over Ko, at least because she just doesn't want anyone to die. That's one thing, I guess, is the sort of I have this connection with these Gundam pilots.
I guess that like maybe Gundam's OG like anti-war position,
right? Like the pain of seeing anyone die.
It is shitty to see it like confined to the shitty love triangle, though.
Yeah, a little undercooked. I guess I gotta hand it to like the character animation and the actors' performance. Like when she's like begging the people at the Albion or whatever at the Federation fleet to wait 5 minutes before shooting the people who are trying to regroup. Like, of course they're not gonna do that if Zeon's trying to push through. And like, but I kind of feel for her. She's like, just wait 5 minutes, even though it's like, where is this coming from? Like, or at least like, what?
What's her play here?
Like, do you really think they're gonna be okay with just like letting this, borderline genocidal militants to just keep going?
No. Why? Like, no.
They're suicidally committed to destroying the Earth Federation. Where were we though? Well, we're on the Sex and Gundams thing. I thought it was exactly correct that, or not correct, but it was like, I guess a continuation of that when the Unit 3 is being worked on, is under the leadership of this other scientist. I forget her name. She had the curly hair.
Yeah, but it was funny that she was in the room of Ko during that time, walking him through it, and
Right. She's like seducing him, like, look at these specs. Don't you want to fly this Gundam?
these specs are amazing, best Gundam we've ever seen.
Those verniers, they're real. You can touch them.
Check out these assets.
We're playing around. I think I liked the Earth half a little better. I love the atmosphere. It's like when it's foggy and they're walking, it feels like Hunt for the Red October or something.
Yeah, it just when they were in the Earth sphere, it felt like they were like Stardust Memory was maybe trying to cover new ground for what Gundam can be once that chase sequence was over, once that pursuit was done. I don't know. It felt like more of the same.
Yeah, it settled into like, oh, I guess this is Gundam. But there was something missing. I came in like a lot more positive. The more we talk about it, the more I'm like it's very flashy, like flashy in a good, like it's beautiful, incredibly artistic, achievement for animation. But it doesn't have that Tomino touch.
I mean, it's good, and I'm not sure if it's because it's lacking the Tomino touch or because War in the Pocket was awesome.
Yeah.
And that didn't have Tomino touch.
That's true. That's true. There's something more.
I know. Again, I like it.
I guess
for something to be like my favorite piece of media, I want to see it like cover new ground.
Yeah.
Or like push the envelope a little bit more.
I was even gonna say coming in that maybe this is the Gundam I would show people to introduce them to Gundam, but honestly, it's gotta be just telling people to jump in. I think the movies is still the best intro. The 79 movies, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, if they can deal with the old animation.
Yeah. Like, War in the Pocket is great standalone. Like, an incredible use of the setting. And I would say, like, Stardust Memory is also, I guess, pretty good standalone. But I think the people who get the most out of it is people who simply like the setting and like the mobile suits and want to see these technical details and, like, a really well done plot in terms of like the tension and release. Like, oh, they have to go here. Like, what's the plan? Oh, these details. Like, it is well done.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like TV shows, this is probably the best animation we've seen.
Yeah,
it doesn't have like the movie production values, but it's got that OVA aesthetic, and it's damn good.
Right. I think like
I do wonder. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go on.
Oh no! I wanna hear, because I might have. I think I was just gonna like go back to like what's the thing that's missing. Like, what does, because the Tomino touch is there's a lot to account for there, but like we were saying, like War in the Pocket is fantastic. And I guess it's the human aspect. This one's really good for if you like the robots, or like you like a well plotted like action movie. But sorry, what were you gonna say?
Like a true military focus, maybe.
Yeah, it was. There's good atmosphere. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was gonna say, because you had mentioned, what's a good piece to introduce someone to Gundam, and I really do wonder if there's someone out there that was introduced via F91.
That.
And what that frame of reference must be like.
That could, I don't know, that might work. Technically it is standalone enough. Like, you don't need to know about Xeon to make it work. You don't need to know about the Federation.
It's just kind of shitty because it was never continued or like picked up on.
Yeah. F91 will always be like this strange obsession for me because of the lost potential. Because even the movie itself is so weirdly compromised.
I still love what we got though.
Yeah.
Like what we received was awesome. I just wish we had so much more of it.
Yeah. I actually did watch F91 with a buddy of mine from work, because they had it was playing at a theater some time ago, and he almost went and he didn't get to, and I was like, oh, it's got it on Blu-ray. Let's give it a shot. And he was so lost. Like, I don't. There's something about the rhythms that you have to really get used to.
Right.
Even if the technical details are there, like, okay, the dad gets rescued, but you don't get to see it, so you have to infer that there's a scene in between.
Right. Yeah, it was edited. It was edited confusingly, for sure.
Yeah. So that one's a tricky sell. Like I think someone could, but they have to be like, I don't know, prime, but like I think it would take a particular type of person, like someone who's not so concerned with plot, maybe, or someone who's super locked in.
I feel super like I feel like most people are grounded in at least wanting to understand plot.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's what makes it difficult. That's the main challenge. They want if you want one scene to happen because of the events that happened in the previous scene, then F91 might be a bit of a challenge.
Oh, damn.
But it's there. It's
I might try it. I might try to test it somehow.
yeah, I think it was my first time watching it, so I was just barely hanging on to like, oh, okay, so I guess that's what happened. Oh, okay, that line implies that she had defected early. Like,
Right.
I wonder if, now knowing what I know, having had this time to stew over F91 and realize how much peak Gundam it actually is, that maybe now I'd be able to be a better shepherd through that forest. Do shepherds go through forests? Wherever shepherds lead flocks through.
Prairies? I don't know.
Prairies. That dark, menacing prairie.
Maybe caves sometimes. Maybe sheep end up in caves.
Here and there. That's what the shepherds are for.
Oh.
Like you have to be able to guide people through. Like, wait, so that's her stepfather? Like, don't worry about it. He's not important.
He's a nothing character. He was just there years ago to cuck the other dude. Don't worry about it.
Right, that's just to give Iron Mask to make him more pathetic, which is good. I'll say one thing that F91 also has over Stardust Memory sometimes is character design. I find Ko's design to be a little too bland.
So I love Ko in his Gundam and during like launch sequences, and I think the hairdo works with the helmet and the facial expressions during those moments are awesome.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
like it's just like jagged, I don't know, just down, like almost a bowl cut.
It is totally a bowl cut for sure, and it's maybe I'll appreciate it later upon like another rewatch, but it was a really strange juxtaposition.
Yeah, I got Mora. I think Mora looks good. Like she's got more of that classic like round look from the previous Gundams. Burning, like there's so many like craggy, handsome men in it that look good when the production is there. Like when you get to see it in clean detail, it looks good, or in smooth movement. But otherwise, is jarring, right? And this is, I guess, is the change.
Yeah,
I feel that way. I felt that way about Nina. Like when I first saw Nina's character design, it was also like there's something like dated about her fashion. But then
very, very, I don't know, 50s
or 80s, I guess. Like she looks kind of like what's her name in Top Gun?
Oh,
Is it Meg? I'll say Meg Ryan. That's not Meg Ryan in Top Gun, is it?
oh, she looks like she could be like a Mad Men character.
Yeah, she could be in there, but there's a fluffiness that is very 80s to me. But either way, like yeah, I wasn't super sold. It grew on me, especially when they're like canoodling in the cockpit while she's teaching him. She does that thing where she wraps her hand around his hand, and you get like a looks like a point of view shot of him looking up at her while she's like playing with the controls, and you see it in like more detailed character animation. Like she does look a lot more appealing there. And you're saying Ko, like when he's in the cockpit, like in full, passion with the camera moving up or down, like it does look better when it is treated well. And like Gato, like the glow up he gets when he lets that ponytail down too.
Hell yeah.
Like that, like that was I wish we got more of that. That's more of that Gundam flavor. I'm talking myself into I guess I was a little cold on it at first, but then you get like Seema, who looks amazing, and Seema's like weird, like shirtless, second in command. But then with Gato, there's that later, like when Stardust is gonna really begin, and he's with his hair down. He looks maybe the hottest anyone has ever looked in Gundam.
Yeah, when he was against that window, and
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. He looked very Char-esque.
yeah. That's also the most Char he looked in the series. And this little Patroclus figure comes out, and they speak in this like ornate, like poetic language about like the tides of war or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, where was that flavor before?
That should have stayed more consistently.
Yeah, it would have really been elevated by that.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe memory went a little bit too long by like 2 episodes. Because I mean, the best moment was when these two Gundams were confronting each other in space.
Yeah, like the way that they're both like cutting through all these people, and then there's these two forces that clash. Like that moment where Gato's like pushing himself, like he's got, he managed to push the Stardust memory operation through, and they're telling him to retreat, but he's like, "Don't you understand? I'm the only one who can defeat that mobile suit, or that Gundam."
Had that vibe stayed between the two clashes of these two Gundams, that would have been perfect.
And that kind of got cut short. But this is the other challenge of making Stardust Memory, is that you want to introduce new toys. You want to introduce like cool new things. You have this huge bulky Gundam with a giant shield. This other like
nuclear arms.
Nuclear armed. You have this other Gundam that even gets an upgrade in the middle with these really cool jets that come out the shoulders. That was just unbelievably cool. I love to see that.
It was neat. Yeah.
But they weren't in Zeta, so at the end, everything has to get scrapped.
To be leading into Zeta. Yeah, it's such a challenge. Which I guess they navigated well enough and fine enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like it ended up being like they build up all these elements, and then when they clash, they have to be like, no, you have to pare it down and really clear the runway for Zeta to begin. I guess overall it did set it up well. Like we saw the weakness of the Federation, in their I'll just call it the Weimar Federation. Like right before the Titans rise to power.
Right.
And like the situation to like justify how that could be allowed to happen was well done.
I guess it could have been done sooner or
yeah,
longer. Let that cook a little bit more.
That would have been interesting if it wasn't just like they show up, but that they're forced to, for a couple more episodes, fight on the Titan side.
Right.
And because then you'd have some more like internal, maybe like that would awaken Ko's relationship to ideology or to causes, whatever.
Right, because that was never quite completed.
You never really got to explore that. It was just sort of rivalry with Gato.
Right. Some of his friends died for maybe no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, there's the relationship with Nina. Just like being the best at piloting the Gundam is also reifying the bond that he has with Nina, and the rivalry with Gato is like the fight for her in some sense, at least to him, because Gato doesn't seem to care at all about her.
No, I don't think he gives two shits about her
Or the Gundam. Could that be kind of is that kind of a read? Like
yeah,
in this
for sure. If Gundams are a sex symbol here, and Gato doesn't care about Gundams, he doesn't care about sex. He cares about
about his mission. He's all super ego.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, because we have Moshka, who's if Gato's like super ego, Moshka's definitely id, and he wants to get inside of that mobile suit so bad.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Ko is just what ego, just in between those two forces.
yeah, just floating in that ocean, like immersed in his kind of pride, but also his bond with whatever his libidinal uh excitement for mobile suits.
Maybe some boyhood innocence.
And we see how this, like, how ultimately in this particular conflict, Gato piloting the mobile suit made a huge difference, and Ko was at most an annoyance. And so, like, it does kind of pop the bubble on, oh, the Gundam, as opposed to like what Gundam as a part of a larger whole.
I like that read.
Yeah. Okay.
I no. So sorry, I thought I had it and I lost it.
Something about the Gundam.
No, I mean, I like your take on that. And after hearing that, I'm wondering if I should have a softer opinion towards Stardust Memory as a whole because of that.
Wow, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I just now think we landed on something that bumps it up like 20% or something.
It's all because of Gato being this amazing pilot that doesn't care about the Gundam.
Yeah, like one of the, I don't know, I didn't realize like why it hit me so much. The shot when the two Gundams get destroyed and Gato like just like looks at him as he like escapes from his cockpit. And also great like MVP moment for Keith rescuing Ko. Also, I love whenever the Gundam gets to be tender, or a mobile suit gets to be tender.
With his giant fingers picking up humans so softly.
Yeah, Keith is great. The way when he's on that mobile suit, he gets some kills in, whatever. And the killing is good. He gets he gets like his action movie like laurels. He gets to have those cool moments where like Ko's in the Gundam and Keith is in the GM, and they kind of like dap each other up, and it's like cool. But also it makes sense in the techie way, because then they could do that contact, so they get to like talk and they have a scene. I don't remember what they talk about. And every time Keith does a little peace sign, it's like there he is. That's my guy.
There's our buddy. He's been the Gundam pilot.
Yeah, he would have been more fun.
I think he would have.
What he would have not done is desert for days and help an enemy Xeon pilot soup up a mobile armor
just for the feels of it.
Yeah, I guess there was something meaningful to the ways that Ko is sometimes infuriating. I guess like the thing that is frustrating, you can see how it comes from something of a good place, but also
maybe it doesn't work in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think I still have to sit on Ko's behavior on the moon and what exactly.
Yeah, I think the worst. I think I'm not sure where Stardust Memory stands on it. I'm not sure how much it is like on the side of, but you're a good warrior, because I don't have a lot of patience for that kind of ethos.
No, I mean, it's not going, because that ethos is what's perpetuating every conflict.
Yeah, this constant like retaliation. What's the Gundam after? Oh yeah, Victory Gundam.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting. It's one that's not talked about a lot. People just sort of like take Tomino's word for it, that it took Tomino's word that it sucked for so long.
I hope it doesn't suck. I'm be disappointed if that's the case.
Yeah, eventually we're gonna hit on one that does. We nearly came out of this one with a negative overall impression.
I have mixed feelings towards it. I mean, even with the mixed feelings, it's still a good Gundam. I'm not gonna call it a bad Gundam.
Yeah. It's got its rightful seat in in the anime pantheon, even like broadly outside of Gundam. Like,
for sure.
If someone said like, "Hey, do you have anything with really cool mechanical animation?" Like I still like put on episode 3 of Stardust Memory or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean it has it's got some cool shit going on, you know.
Yeah.
Or if anyone ever asks me, hey, what's the Top Gun of anime?
Right? Yeah. This has got to be. I'll start keeping a list, but this is the number one, the Top Gunniest anime I've ever seen.
Yeah, does it stumble along the way? Sure, and we covered those nitpicks, but
But it's got some really cool characters. I think Keith is great. I think Burning is great. I think Seema is maybe a little underused, but so fun. She's got a bit of that Haman Karn energy with her own
yeah,
kind of twist.
she do,
Like, she looks great
and
in her
that's
throne.
another
Hmm.
that's another person I would have liked to see more explored as motives, and maybe I missed it or it flew over my head, but
There is actually a on the Blu-ray. I'm sure you could find it online. There is like little short that they did. I
oh,
forgot what it's called, like Seema's something. I was so excited when I saw it. I was like, oh, it's something, revolving around her. But it's very short. It's just sort of like her waking up from a nightmare where she dies in a fight, in a battle. Then she gets, and then there's like a call for everyone to go onto battle stations. And she kind of smiles and goes off. I'm not sure what to make of that, besides that it's something that maybe like characterizes her as a kind of survivor. Like, she's got no allegiance to any particular side, but but she does feel like a need to secure her own safety.
I see. Well, I gotta see that short now.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. If anything, I got the blur. I'll find a way to.
I'm
Yeah.
sure if I Google it somewhere, I'll
Yeah.
find it.
Hold on, let me find the give you a title. Look up The Mayfly of Space.
The Mayfly of Space.
There were two Mayfly of Spaces made, but I think the first one was made in the 90s and has that nice 90s animation. The second one is like a slideshow, and it's kind of the same thing.
Oh, sick. Okay,
Oh
yeah, it's
yeah,
on
there it is
YouTube.
on. Oh, okay. It's
Sick.
cool because you
Okay.
get to see more like detailed animation of Seema. Actually, I do love her character design. Right now, she's my avatar right now on the call.
No, I mean her character design is cool, and I like I don't know what to call her trope, but I like her. I
Yeah,
like her trope.
yeah. That's always invited. That flavor.
I don't know, Queen esque.
Yeah. Something a little like not exactly because like not enough leather for it. A little dominatrixy, like that henchman that she's got, like like in this like ripped shirt.
I mean, I guess it's just like another Haman Karn almost.
Yeah, just style. Like she's got that fan
Yeah.
sitting on these
Um.
like tiger skins, and she's
Do you think?
introduced too, like nearly running over Gato, just cause.
I don't know what to call that type of character.
Yeah, besides cool as hell.
No, it is cool as hell, and I think it's maybe one of my favorite archetypes so far.
Yeah. Best I can do is Ice Queen, but even that's a little too broad. There's something mean, there's something aloof, but there's something always stylish.
It's always high fashion, high style.
Yeah.
Um,
The Cruella de Vil. Not I can talk around it, but it is a delicate formula.
I feel as though there were academics that came up with like that single name, and I don't. I'm struggling to get there.
Oh, sure, like those folklorists like have like a combination of letters and numbers that describe this trope.
Yeah.
Would you say Paptimus Scirocco fits into this?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the name or remind me?
Paptimus Scirocco?
Oh, what? in some ways.
There's something maybe more weaselly about him.
He's more
Manipulating people. It's a different kind of
like
archetype, I guess.
he's more impish in a antagonistic way, or in a more brutal. He's a brutal imp.
Sima isn't that like that, but Haman is kind of like that. Well,
Is Haman kind of like that, or is she just that?
I guess she's just compelling. But she wanted Judo on his side, but I guess he wasn't really manipulating Judo. He just wanted him on her side.
I think Haman had this natural charisma that wasn't so manipulative.
Yeah, with her, it's like she's telling Judo to join him, but it's not like I'm gonna get to him. It's simply because that's the thing to do.
Right, or the Marsha May guy,
Machine
Mishimre. Like I don't think Haman Karn like pushed for him to have such loyalty in that manner. It's just that's how people reacted to her.
Right. It'd be so funny if she just like never knew about about the stuff running through his head.
Or just never knew that the rose got permanently like
that he had it whatever laminated was the word.
Laminated. That's a good one. Like I could fully see her being completely unaware that he got the flower laminated.
God, I love Machine Ray. We may never get another. He's one of a kind. I love Machine Ray so much.
I'd be happy to see it again, but I don't think we're going to see it again.
No, that's a one and done. So great. Yeah. It's the people that makes Gundam truly last.
Yeah, I think so. Well, because I think the people involved give it like this strictly super robot genreization, but it gives it like a nice,
I don't know, like emotional bond link. I don't know. It gives you something more to play around with than could the Hyakushiki defeat the Gundam Unit 3?
Right. Yeah, it gives it another.
But
you know what I'm trying to say. I'm struggling with the words right now.
Like there's more to like more of a relationship to build. Like okay, like that. You know, could the Hyakushiki beat the Unit 3? Probably not. I don't know. Just depends who's piloting, I guess. But then you ask, Hatman Karn and Paptimus at a restaurant, who takes the check? And suddenly the gears are spinning.
That's a compelling question.
Could Sima and Haman be friends?
What does Haman Karn's space ghost stand thing look like?
Yeah. Any other details, characters, plot points?
No, I think I'm rather pleased with where we left things. I think.
Yeah, I think we hit on my favorite and my least favorite things about this one. It's maybe the most normal Gundam has been, with its pros and cons.
Yeah, I agree there. I agree.
And it is cool. If I want to mine one particular Gundam property for cool gifs to post on social media for likes, you know, any shot of the verniers adjusting or the eye on the Zaku without the covering, this has you covered for days.
Clearly, it definitely has potential.
But yeah, until next time then, we're gonna go back into a book. We're gonna start doing Sabers of Paradise, which is exciting. Probably the biggest reading project for us to date. I think we're gonna break it up into 3 parts.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to be forced by the nature of the text to break up in its predisposed parts.
But that'll be interesting. We'll have Sabers of Paradise about early modern Russian colonialism, and Victory Gundam, which Tomino has now decided is the perfect companion to Putin's war in Ukraine.
Yeah, and I hearing it right now. I'm not sure if I buy that position, but we will see.
We will see. Yeah. Until next time, have a pleasant evening.
Yeah, continue those pleasant evenings, listeners.
Okay.
Keep on pleasant.
More important than a one-night stand.
Don't come
Oh,
to
God.
me just 'cause you're lonely tonight. Lonely's only part of your game. As long as you live, you must remember one thing. Give and take are one and the same. So tell me, are you ready? Really, really ready? I don't want your love for one night. 'Cause I'm not looking for a love affair. I need the magic when I